start recording. Alright. We're back. This is... What is... It's part 3, but what's it called?
This is Arrival at Rokkenjima 2, so the last part was Arrival at Rokkenjima 1.
Okay.
Okay, and something that I just remembered, I never asked you, what did you think about that very first scene?
What do you mean the very first scene?
The one with the doctor and the old man.
Oh!
And,
I thought it was kinda... I can't remember it very clearly because of all the characters. I can't remember it very clearly, honestly.
oh.
I'm assuming there's probably, like, a few big hints in there. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's big hints in every single chapter.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing is filler in this.
Nothing is filler.
Nothing is filler.
Okay, that makes it a lot easier.
Mm-hmm.
Because now I know that everything's important. So even the boat talk was important.
Oh yeah, everything's important.
And his fear of shaking.
Because there's a lot of mysteries in this. It's more than just who the killer is. You need to figure out how all the murders were done. You need to figure out everything. There's a whole lot. There's a big riddle in it. There's a riddle that has nothing to do with murder to figure out. There's everything you got to figure out. There's a lot more than just the murder mystery in this. There's a lot of layers.
Alright, I might need to get like a fucking notepad out or something like that.
Sure.
I'll do that when I feel like it. When it starts getting into the nitty gritty mystery shit.
Yeah, okay.
Alright.
Okay, are you ready?
Yep. It's
Okay.
already recording.
Oh, yeah, I know. I was just wondering if you were ready to start reading.
Always
Okay.
ready.
Mm-hmm.
The boat gave a big shudder. Seems we've docked at the harbor. The boat driver came out and jumped to the pier with the mooring rope. A large man in a tuxedo was waiting there for us with a warm smile. I didn't recognize his face, but judging by his clothes, I guessed he was a servant of the Umineko head household.
Welcome home, milady. You were quite late, and I began to worry.
Thanks for caring. This moron got so scared we had to slow down. It was seriously annoying. Shut up. Someday with the shoes on the other foot, you'll remember this. Ugh. At this rate, the word will spread to the whole family and I'll be the big conversation piece during dinner. Even without this, everybody'd be talking about me because of that 6-year gap. But now I've given them an even juicier topic. Damn it. Why does the Ushinoima head family have to live on this isolated island? In the meantime, the boat had finished its mooring. A small plank was lowered so that we could get down. One by one, our parents came up from inside the boat.
You must all be quite tired from your long trip. Madam, please, allow me to assist you.
Thank you. It's been a while, Gora-san. How are you?
Thank you for your concern. It is always my pleasure to serve.
This is policewoman looking person.
Oh yeah, sorry, that's me.
Yep.
Battler, isn't this your first time meeting Gora-san? If I'm not mistaken, you weren't working here 6 years ago, right? Indeed. Therefore, I shall present myself to him. I am pleased to meet you, Battler.
I'm pretty confident about my height, but you're huge. This is definitely our first meeting. I never forget meeting a big guy like you. It's a pleasure. I'm Battler.
I do apologize for the wait. I have been working for the Ushiromiya head house since the year before last. I am Goda, your servant. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. If there is anything you can think to request, please ask me anytime.
Goda-san, it's been a short time.
George, it has been a while that we have not seen each other. Please allow me to assist you. As usual, you're a reception pro. If you ever get bothered with this job, call me anytime, okay? I'd hire you anytime. You do me too much honor. Please allow me to assist you, Hideyoshi.
Gouda-san then lent a hand to everyone as
Gouda?
they... What's his actual name?
Gouda, but Gouda's funnier. It's like the cheese.
Gouda, Gouda then lent a hand to everyone as they disembarked, greeting them as they passed. His speech and mannerisms had the refined polish of a professional.
Polish. They were Polish.
Exactly. He was very graceful in contrast with his initially tough-looking appearance. His large size made him seem a bit scary at first, but he was much more polite than my first impression had led me to believe. He claimed to have served on the island for 2 years, but he had doubtless worked at a similar job somewhere before. After everybody disembarked, the mooring rope was untied and the boat started to steer away from the harbor. It was probably returning to its home on Port Nijima. The captain waved his hand in farewell. Maria conscientiously waved her hand back. Now that I think about it, that must be why I've felt something out of place for a while now. I can't hear the cries of the seagulls. Seagulls? The birds? If I remember correctly, whenever we came to this island in the past, the seagulls were always greeted us with their lively nya cries. Because of that, whenever I hear the cries of seagulls anywhere else, I get the feeling that I'm coming to a family conference. Except for the small part of the island where the Hiroshima head family live. Rokkenjima robots has been left uncultivated, which apparently makes it a paradise for wild birds. Supposedly there was a cliff somewhere that housed a huge seagull colony, so that this island was always full of seagulls. Not having those seagulls here to greet us made me feel a bit lonely. What's wrong, Battler-kun? Oh, Aunt Rosa. Nah, it's nothing really. I was just thinking it's a bit lonely without the cries of the seagulls. That's true, now that you've mentioned it. Even though they're always so noisy, today there isn't one to be seen.
Well, no seagulls for me to dine on.
Maybe it's because the seagulls are having a get-together somewhere too. Maria, did you want to see the seagulls?
Wanted to see them suck their brains.
Still, it's a bit strange there isn't even a single one around. Maybe Jessica grilled them and ate them.
Ooh, not before me.
The hell, don't say disturbing stuff like that. You'll get Maria believing it.
Just go back and grow them. Just go and ate them.
I did not. Why the hell would I do something like that? That's right. Jessica grilled them. Sink, skin and meatballs, liver, onion.
Swan and meat dolls, liver and onion. Oh, that's just how I cook my prey.
As I made fun of Jessica, Maria tagged along looking like she was having fun. Oh, I never guessed she was such a good sport. Alrighty then, from day on, I'll make you my #1 follower. As I smiled at her, she beamed, looking overjoyed, possibly because she was happy about this little connection we'd made with each other. That's not it, Marie-chan. I've heard wild birds are attuned to changes in the weather and atmospheric pressure. You fucking nerd. The weather will probably get worse tonight. The seagulls might have returned to their nests early.
Oh, not grilled? Jessica didn't grill them?
No. I wouldn't do something like that. Battler, you admit right now that you lied. Battler-kun, Marie-chan is a naive girl, so she takes even jokes seriously. You should choose your jokes more carefully. George gently scolded me. Even though I outstripped Anki in height, Anki was Anki, of course. There was no choice but to obediently apologize. That or suck him off. Sure, my bad. Maria, that was a joke. Seagulls are all taking it easy in their nest today. That's all. Jessica certainly did not grill them at all.
No.
That means lied? George told the truth?
Had she actually been tricked despite all the fun she was having? Her pure eyes made me feel guilty. Maybe I went a little overboard with her after all. Yeah, that's right. What George said is true. The weather's bad, so they probably went home for the day. It doesn't mean they're gone. Right, Aunt Rosa? That's right. Tomorrow when the weather gets better, I'm sure they'll come back so we can hear them cry meow meow like they always do.
Ooh, wait until weather gets better and they come back. Gonna wait until tomorrow. Gonna wait until the weather's better.
Ooh. Maria was... Fuck.
Maria.
Maria. La Baxi. Ezio, Auditore. Maria was in a lighter mood and was looking forward to tomorrow when the seagulls would come back and fill the skies. Still, George really was amazing at taking care of kids. I think I remember Anki taking good care of me as well when I was a brat 6 years ago. He would have only been like 12.
Yeah. Wait, 18, 6. Yeah, 12. You would be 12 last time he was there.
Anki, that's probably your gift. George-kun is amazing at taking care of young kids. If you wanted to, I bet you'd do a great job in childcare, don't you think? Yeah, it's almost like George was born to do something like that. Personally, I think that'd suit you better than doing business in some company president's office. Oh no, childcare is a fine career path, but it's not a job where merely liking children is enough. You really are modest, George. But Battler-kun is quite good with children too. Just a second ago, even though it didn't last long, Marie seemed to be having a lot of fun. Please keep on playing with her like you did just now. Just choose your jokes more carefully, okay? Hehehehehe. Aunt Rosa winked at me, giggling a little. I think she also wants to do the incest with me. She's a real mother, I thought to myself, who was happy to see Maria having fun. Come now, how the fuck?
Come on, Rosa, or something like that.
No, it was, come... Fuck, okay, give me a second, I need to compose. It was old man voice, I know that. It was the same voice I do for a D&D character. Huh? What are you... No. Huh? Oh, come on, Rosa and you brats too. What the hell are you doing? Let's get going. Okay, we're coming. The old bastard was waving for us to hurry up. Yeah, we needed to get moving. We might as well have this conversation after setting our luggage down in our rooms.
Now then, everyone, I shall lead you towards the guest house where you will be staying. Please, this way.
Gouda-san called to everybody and left the way. Kuma-san brought up the rear. Wow. It's like we're actually walking.
Yeah, it's like we're walking up the...
Whoa.
Whoa, up a path.
A serpentine twisting path led through a dim forest. It ran a bit uphill. I guess the path was made all twisty so the slope wouldn't seem too steep. But personally, I'd have been happy if they had the guts to make some stairs in a straight line. No doubt they made the path twist on purpose to put on airs of distance and importance. Before long, we saw garden-style stone steps. From here on, I do have some memories. Go up these and... At the top of the stone steps, we saw a beautiful guest house. Its facade was lovely, of course, but more importantly, we couldn't enter its doors without having our hearts stolen away by the splendor of the beautiful rose garden spreading before it.
It's as beautiful as ever this year. A real delight for the eyes.
After climbing the stone steps, the people greeted by this rose garden gave voice to their impressions one by one. Is it just me, or are these flowers a little less lively this year? It's probably because it wasn't that hot this summer.
I also believe that is so. When one compares with last year's blooming, it is a pity that this year's is a bit inferior.
Even so, it was a delightful rose garden. I remembered that even 6 years ago, huge numbers of roses had greeted us every year. This rose garden was the first thing that greeted the people who came to Rock and Sock'em Robots. Even our parents, who came every year, couldn't help but give voice to their admiration. In fact, it seemed to have undergone a power-up from the garden in my memories of 6 years ago.
It's amazing whenever you see it. It would be truly wonderful to have such a rose garden in one's home.
Give it up. Who do you think would take care of it? Roses are a real pain with bugs and diseases to worry about. Well, from what I've heard, Kiri takes care of her rose garden every day and makes sure no bugs get anywhere near it, right? Huh? What are you talking about?
That's right. In this case, the rose goes after the insects like some nasty carnivorous plant.
What? Oh, so that's... Oh, fuck. What's this guy's voice? I can't remember it. Shit, okay, I need to remember his voice. What are you doing? No. Oh. 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 Get the fuck out of here, you kids! Oh, so that's what you mean. Come on, Rosa, can't you give that a rest just for today? I've put that sort of thing completely behind me. I wonder, after all, you're a womanizer on almost genetic level.
That's alright, Rosa. If a rose gives me too much trouble, I'll snip it right at the root. Ho 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 ho! Such frightening talk this is. Guys who are popular with the ladies are always forced to live dangerously. I sure hope I turn out a bit prettier in my next life.
Hideyoshi. It's like it keeps saying fuck, wait, that's not his voice. Fuck. Oh, that's his voice. Hideyoshi, like it keeps saying, it isn't like that at all. And Kiri, stop it. You're freaking me out. You've made my rose wilt. That means his penis.
Yeah.
Hey, Marie-chan, look over here. These roses are especially magnificent.
Magnificent roses eat the bugs off of roses.
Yep, that's what Maria said.
I fucking love this. Smells pretty sweet. Look, this suits my elegance perfectly. Hey, cut it out. Marie's gonna imitate you and get hurt by the thorns. She yelled at me as I leaned in to smell the rose's scent with an exaggerated gesture. I thought she was overreacting, but when I turned around, I saw Maria imitating my every gesture, and George Aniki smiling broadly at us. Actually, now that I realize it, she can't be autistic.
Why not?
Because autistic people can't imitate.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Well, she acts like an autistic person.
She acts like, maybe she's just like socially, like
she
not,
could be. It seems like she might be.
She could be on the
like a higher. What's it called?
high functioning. Yeah.
I think she's high functioning autist.
Yeah, that could be something like that.
I don't. Yeah, that's. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe just her verbal abilities just haven't developed yet. She's still able to do all that stuff. I don't know. Theorizing. That's just a theory, a visual novel theory. Hey now, Marie-chan. Maria, be careful. Rose thorns can hurt. Ooh, George. Only this rose is strange. Ooh. Strange? What's wrong? Maria pointed out a single rose. I immediately understood why she found it odd. In the midst of all these magnificent roses, One rose was just starting to wilt. There wasn't any particular reason. Some roses flourished and others wilt. That's all there was to it. But Maria seemed very concerned about the only unhealthy one in the group. It must have made her feel lonely. So you feel sad for this? Rose because it's the only one that isn't healthy.
Ugh. The others are all healthy, but this one's sad. I shall eat rose.
Then it won't be sad anymore.
Then it won't be sad anymore. While they all bloom and wither at their own paces, I bet this one's just starting to wilt early because it got to bloom before any of the others. Yeah, that's right. It probably just bloomed like crazy, filled its duty, and went to sleep. You shouldn't get so and went to sleep. You shouldn't get so worked up about it. This is definitely not translated. Fuck. Oh well.
Ooh.
It seemed that Maria's pure sensitive nature was making her feel some emotional pain for the rose that wilted alone. Even though she understood the logic of it, it still felt lonely to her. Yeah, she's definitely not autistic, I don't think anymore. Because, she, like, lack of empathy and all that stuff. Because of lack of mirror neurons. Anyways, back to not talking about psychology stuff. Then Marie... fuck. What was his voice again? Harry Potter voice.
He's British.
Right. Then Maria-chan, why don't you go look after this rose until we leave? Ooh. George stared up and felt around his pocket. He then took out the wrapper from the candy he had been sucking on in the plane. He twisted it into a thin string, then gently tied it to the rose as a sort of marker. Hey, that's pretty cute. Let's mark it with this. Fuck. Later on, you can come and give it some water. I'm sure Mr. Rose will be happy.
Mr. Rose.
Mr. Rose. That's a new character.
Yep.
Come give us
Who's gonna voice Mr. Rose?
I think it's good. Well, it's part of the family, so I guess it's probably gonna be me.
Yeah.
It's gonna be Flowey from Undertale. See, now I'm making the Flowey jokes, but the actual joke's gonna be Sans. Sans is in this game. I know it for sure.
Yeah, Sans is in this game. That's the big. Sans is the killer.
Yep. Sans is the killer, detective, and the victim.
Oh yeah, Sans is Battler.
Alright, okay. I think you should...
Sans is S.
Fuck. I think you should give Mr. Rose here a name. I'm sure it'll make it feel happy and you'll get
I
to
thought
know
Mr. Rose
better.
was the name.
A name? A name?
Ooh. Though she still wore her usual sullen face, Maria crossed her arms and began to consider this intently. At the very least, she appeared to have been completely pulled out of her slump. Nice going, Anki. George Nissan has always been really understanding. Can't help but respect him. Yeah, I guess he was just born that way. We've got to start picking up tips.
Now, this garden, was it just as magnificent when you all were kids?
It was only after I stopped living here that it grew so big. Before that, the garden was simpler, though I'm still attached to that one. Nissan fiddled with it too much with that vaguely bad taste of his. I liked it much better before.
Eva, you've got to think positive. Let the past go. You have to admire the prettiness of this garden now. That way, your heart will be at peace.
I didn't mean it like that. I was just saying that I wanted you to see the garden the way it was before, too.
Now then, everyone, if you please, I shall be guiding you to the rooms now.
Gouda-san called everyone to ask if we were ready, but our hearts had been completely stolen away by the rose garden that none of us had seen for a year, so we didn't pay much attention to him. Since we weren't a travel group, it wasn't like we had a strict schedule to follow. Besides, since our parents were visiting their old home full of nostalgia, it wasn't like they had to let themselves be urged on by anyone or anything. Understanding the situation, Gouda-san continued to wait, smiling wildly until their parents got tired of the roses and told him to guide us to our rooms. And suck our
My.
dicks.
My. Hey, if it ain't Cannon-kun. It's been so long. How you doing?
Uncle Hideyoshi suddenly shouted. Oh, is this... In the direction he was waving, what a slender boy. That's a boy, okay. Meeting him right after a huge man like Gouda probably emphasizes his small stature. The boy was in the middle of transporting piled up gardening tools and the like in a wheelbarrow. When he realized he was being called to, he set down the wheelbarrow, took off his hat, and bowed his head.
Good afternoon.
I figured he was probably younger than me, and I realized by the general atmosphere surrounding him that he was another servant. He greeted us in response to Uncle Hideyoshi's call, but he seemed like he might be pretty unsociable most of the time. It was a greeting that lacked feeling. When Gouda-san noticed that her interest had shifted towards him, he went to the boy's side and introduced him to us.
Battler, I shall introduce you. He is one of the servants who serve the Ushiromiya head house. Cannon, greet our guest. I'm pleased to meet you. I am the servant, Cannon.
Yup, my first impression wasn't wrong. He seemed to be unsociable, or at least not too good at talking, compared to Gouda-san, who was extraordinarily polished as a servant. You couldn't help but feel an inexperience typical of his age. When Gouda urged him in a whisper to give a bit more of an introduction, the boy named Cannon only cast his eyes downwards.
Cannon, could you perhaps give them a little more as a greeting? No, because we are furniture.
What the fuck? That's cool. He didn't seem to be refusing to greet us out of spite. Rather, he seemed to have fallen silent because he didn't know what else to say to us in greeting. Well, Cannon's shy and doesn't tend to talk much. He must not be that sociable, but deep down, he's a really good person.
Just a second, I'll be
Yep.
right back.
Little break for me and you.
Okay, I'm back.
Oh shit, you're already back.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna be gone.
Cool.
Okay.
He's really a good person, don't get him wrong. You've been working here for 3 years, haven't you? Oh shit, I'm mixing their voices. Pretty sure he started a year before Gouda-san, right? Even though he wasn't exactly giving a terrible first impression, Jessica hurriedly backed him up. I see, apparently his unsociable nature causes him trouble a lot. Okay then, nice to meet ya. I'm Battler. I'm 18. How old are you? He fell silent as though wondering whether or not it was a question he'd have to answer. But here again, Jessica plowed ahead. If I remember correctly, Cannon's 2 years younger than us, so 16, right?
Yes, that is correct.
It looked like he would have preferred not to tell us his age if given the choice. That was probably because he thought we'd look down on him for it. I remember that when I was around his age, I hated being asked how old I was by adults. I see, 16, huh? That's gotta be a delicate time. Which means I probably asked something I shouldn't have. I'm glad you're about our age. Just be cool and call me Battler, and I'll call you Cannon.
Thank you very much, but just the sentiment is sufficient, Battler.
Jessica looked panicky for some reason. She seemed to think my impression of Cannon was getting worse because of his refusal. Well, as a girl, Jessica probably couldn't understand the fretful male heart at this age. As his elder, even just by 2 years, I took it upon myself to be understanding of that.
Cannon-san, could you perhaps be a little more courteous? A smiling face is also the duty of a servant. I apologize. I shall make an effort. Ho ho ho! Goda,
Cannon is trying his best, isn't he?
It looked like he was often warned about being unsociable, and apparently he hadn't improved one bit. Gouda kept his business smile, but let a small sigh of resignation escape.
Well then, I still have work to do. If you'll excuse me.
It looked like Cannon himself was uncomfortable with remaining silent here any longer. After another perfunctory blow. Perfunctory. I have never seen that word. He turned around and started pushing the wheelbarrow again. Oh shit. Just then the wheelbarrow suddenly wobbled and fell, scattering the load. I guess the wheelbarrow's single wheel got caught on a pebble and lost its balance.
What have you done? Now, quickly clean it up.
Gouda urged him to hurry in a quiet voice, as though hinting that it was shameful for a servant to appear clumsy in front of guests. Cannon wordlessly reloaded the wheelbarrow with the fallen objects, as if to say he understood quite well without being told. He seemed to be fine with the light-looking gardening tools, shovels, and such, but he looked like he was having trouble getting his arms around and lifting up some sacks of fertilizer. Are you okay? You're so careless. Here.
Milady, you will dirty your garments. Please, leave it to us.
With a smooth motion, Gouda took the shovel that just got picked up. Behind him, Cannon was having trouble with the sacks of fertilizer.
You'll dirty your garments.
Don't worry, the ones I'm wearing aren't that expensive. Besides, I hate guys who just sit there and make the waitress pick up the fork they dropped at a restaurant. I lifted up the other bags that had fallen. Of course, they weren't light, but for me it was a piece of cake, because I'm so fucking strong. Cannon looked at me surprised. It was the face of someone who never would have expected to receive help from a guest.
Battler-sama, that's sufficient. I'll take care of everything, so...
Don't you worry. I may not look it, but I've got it where it counts, in the penis. Since Cannon looked like he hadn't gone through his growth spurt, he was stuck with a sort of weak body. So weak. This kind of weight might have been too much for him. It's quite heavy. It's natural that it would be difficult for you. Don't worry about it, Cannon. Okay, my time to shine. This makes up for the boat stuff from before, right? Ha! As if this could make up for freaking out like that. Ha ha ha! Later, I'll tell you about it too, Cannon. Battler was totally hilarious.
Gonna fall.
As they did this, I piled all the stuff back into the wheelbarrow.
For letting you see such unsightliness, I beg your forgiveness. Very well, enough now. Please, go!
Letting the guests who were supposed to feel welcome see such a disgraceful thing must have been hideously embarrassing for a servant. Pressed by Gouda to hurry up and go, Cannon left. You're too harsh on him, Gouda. Shouldn't you have helped him instead of being a bully?
That had not occurred to me. I deeply implore your forgiveness.
Without even a twitch in his smile, Gouda apologized elegantly.
Cannon has a ton of things he's good at, too. It's just that being young works against him all the time. It's a crying shame.
Fuck. Can you remind me what the voice is?
The old man voice.
Oh, old man voice. Fuck me. I'm Grandpa. No. Shit. How do I forget it?
You forget him every time and it's no one else.
Well, it's a prickly age. Let's just leave him be. After all, closed-mouthed servants are the best kind. Isn't that right, Kumasawa?
Ho 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 ho! Rudolph, you truly are harsh. There is no servant as silent as I, of course.
Everyone smiled wryly at that obvious lie. Even she herself didn't believe that, not in her wildest dreams. So she must have said it to lighten the mood. Yeah, that's the kind of character Kumasawa used to be. There's the one stiff atmosphere. The one stiff atmosphere has cleared up at once, thanks to her cheerful smile.
I'd like to put down the luggage soon. Goda, how are we to split up for our rooms? It shall be the same as the previous year. I shall guide you. Please, this way.
We headed towards a trim, elegantly simple guest house. This was going to be our temporary quarters for the night. Little did I know that I was going to get my D sucked on. Cannon watched over the hedge as the guests all entered the guest house. Then he let his eyes fall on those heavy sacks of fertilizer, piled them up in the wheelbarrow. In his mind, he kept going over his previous mistake. Battler, big and strong, and picked up.
Oh wait, no, this isn't. Okay, shit. Sorry, I was after I was supposed to start narrating because Battler stopped narrating. Okay. Cannon watched over a hedge as the guests all entered the guest house. Then he let his eyes fall on those heavy sacks of fertilizer piled up in the wheelbarrow. In his mind, he kept going over his previous mistake. Battler, big and strong, had picked up the sacks in front of him, the sacks he couldn't lift himself, as if they were feathers. It was extremely difficult for an outside observer to guess what emotions that favor had stirred up in Cannon. But as far as you could tell by watching him hang his head from behind, there was something that he just couldn't let go. Muttered words escaped his lips. But those words he murmured were so soft that they didn't reach even his own ears. Even I. Cannon hung his head, slightly biting his lower lip.
Wow. Is this...
This is you.
This is still going?
Hmm?
Still, part 3?
Yeah, this is still part 3.
Okay.
We've got a little bit left.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
I remember the Rose Garden, but I don't remember this guest house at all. Was it built recently? Torian, Visitor's Retreat, was written on the gatepost-like thing, but since everyone called it the guest house, I followed their lead. The brand new Western-style guest house, which stood overlooking the roses, had a magnificent design, carefully done in harmony with the gardens. Correct. It was built the year before last. Ever since then, they've had us sleep over here. Heh, this place is more fun than that junky old mansion you knew. I wish my room was over here.
I want a room here too, so I can sleep with the people.
I guess you could say my own house was upper class, but to me, I felt completely ordinary compared to the head family. The display of wealth was shocking, as was the fact that they built this kind of awesome guest house for guests who came over only a few times a year.
Eva, Hideyoshi, please, do make use of this room. Rudolph, Kyrie, please make use of this room here.
I really do love how beautiful and elegant this place is. Western-style architecture truly is wonderful.
If it's just 2 or 3 days, Western style's fine, I reckon. But if it's for a longer stay, then it's gotta be Japanese style for sure. Japanese people are just meant to rest on tatami mats.
Haha, they've been fighting over whether to make our new house Japanese or Western style. Mom still holds a grudge about Dad. Oh, fuck, this is not this voice.
This is
Right.
British voice.
Right. Mom still holds a grudge about Dad having the construction started with a Japanese layout and the brick all the time about it. I'm really jealous, George. Your parents get along well, don't they? Mine are so frosty. Then again, they're always in sync when it comes to my grades. All the rooms seemed to be for 2 people. I was grateful since I wasn't gonna be forced to share the same room with the old bastard under the pretext that we were family. And anyway, I figured those 2 wouldn't be able to enjoy themselves with someone like me around, ehehe.
What's that creepy smile all about? You're thinking about something dirty, aren't you?
Hehe. Something dirty? Of course not. Please enjoy your stay. Ow. That hurts, you old bastard. Once again. Oh shit. Once again, Dad pulled my ears from behind. Cut the crap. I'm getting a stomachache and I'm not in the mood for this. You're the guest of honor this time around, so play as nice as possible with Dad and Aniki and the rest. At the very least, be careful of what you say in front of Dad, got it? Because wisecracks don't go too well with him. Jessica Sin, what's the head's mood been like lately? Huh. Same as last year, I guess, considering that he's got 3 months left to live. He's as lively, grumpy, and irritable as ever.
They're talking about
Yeah,
the
yeah.
old man from the first.
Yeah, I connected the dots.
Ooh.
Meaning this year he's in his usual bad mood. And as usual, the only one who's able to look after him is Genji-san.
It seems that the master will only open his heart to Genji. Lately, us small people cannot even get an audience.
He shut himself in his study again, probably doing nothing but that weird black magic of his. What the fuck? What he does for a hobby is his own damn business, but when he starts sticking up the house, it really gets on my nerves. I wish he'd never come out of that study again. You shouldn't talk like that about the elderly. We're all indebted to him since he rebuilt the Umineko family. We should be more grateful. Huh, well, sorry. After being rebuked by George, Jessica had no choice but to take back her thoughtless remark. The Ushiroma family was wealthy beyond belief, but of course that meant all its members were a bit strange and completely out of touch with the world at large. And at the top of the chain the family head, our grandfather, seemed especially strange and terrifying, even for our family. Dad said he was getting a stomachache earlier, and I imagine that reflected the honest feeling of all the adults here today. No doubt they were jealous of us grandchildren who could just play around and laugh without a care. From the stories Dad told me, the family head was a violent man who ruled with his fists, beating the children, even his daughters, mercilessly with a wooden sword. If he was so strict and uptight about that, why couldn't he have been a little more conservative with his kids' names? Because of that, even his grandkids had to suffer. Anyways, I can't say I have any trouble believing those terrifying stories about him. I don't remember meeting him very often, but I think I recall him looking extremely grumpy all the time, always making people cower with that sharp gaze of his. I remember that the room's atmosphere got so tense whenever he was around, you couldn't even breathe. What my dad said about me being the guest of honor now carries a little more oomph for me. 6 years ago I was in elementary school, but I'm a high schooler now. If I act up, things could get serious. Ooh, scary. He does look frightening, but he's not so terrifying that you need to tense up like that. None of what he says is truly unreasonable. He may be clumsy at talking, but he's a very logical person. But George, you've been the family darling since like forever because of your awesome grades, right? Grandfather treats us completely different. I've even gotten slapped with a wooden sword. On my ass. My ass. On my maidenly innocent ass. What the fuck? Well, you're the heiress of the head family, Jessica. Grandfather's giving you special attention. You've got to realize that his strictness reflects his high hopes for you. Oh, come on. Seriously, I could just turn the succession over to you, George. It's a bit of a heavy burden for me to carry. I think I already said it before, but Jessica's the girl heir to the head family. We're only cousins and branch family, so she probably feels a totally different sort of pressure than we do.
Ooh, Jessica, is that heavy? If I uphold it, will it get lighter?
Thanks. It's okay, I'm not gonna push it on you, Maria. I'm gonna bear this cross until my grave. Don't worry. She was grateful for Maria's innocent concern, but Jessica's face still seemed to contain some of the uneasiness she felt towards the future. Maybe we were in the same boat, and high schooler with exams approaching would have trouble hiding their anxiety for the future. Maria, come here. You and I will be in this room. Battler-kun, I've heard you're gonna be with me in this room here. Oh? No, that is a surprise. Fuck. It's bigger than our parents. It's bigger than our parents' room. Dang. Well, I figured we cousins would want to hang out together. Fuck, Jesus Christ. How come I forget their voices so much? So I told her to get a bigger room already.
Ooh, I like it here more too. I'd rather be here than with Mama. Ooh.
Poor mom.
Oh, you like it? Oh, you like it here too? Better here too? Okay, this room is George's and mine, but we'll give you special permission to come in. Better keep it a secret from your mom, okay?
Oh, it's a secret. Suck your brains out through your nose.
Aunt Rosa was right behind us, but Maria still answered, striking the air with her fist, clenching tight. After setting down their luggage in their rooms, our parents had gathered again in the corridor.
Hey, what are you brats planning to do? Are you cousins just gonna stay here and chat?
It seemed they were heading to the mansion to announce their arrival. Normally, they would make us follow them and greet everyone together, but if that had been the case, Dad would have just told us to come and that'd be the end of it. He's saying it's okay if we don't come, so what'll we do?
Anyway, it's gonna be high noon soon. Better let the kids unwind here. Besides, if worst comes to worst, this might be the last chance they get to play outdoors.
What?
Ooh, I'll go too.
Maria, you house sit for Mama, okay? Behave yourself and wait here.
Oh,
Since Maria was being told to house sit, we certainly couldn't leave her on her own. George noticed this immediately and gave a clear reply for all of us cousins. Well then, we'll accept your offer and house sit. We've got lots of stories to tell each other after being away for a year.
That's nice. And Battler has 6 years worth, doesn't he?
Yeah. I'll take care of the house like a good boy. Kumasewa. I'm gonna stay here too. We'll break rank and leave the rest of the adults. Hehehe.
That's nice. Ho ho ho. I'll report to Madam. Then everyone, I will be guiding you to the mansion. Please, this way.
The other children are one thing, but George is going to be an adult. Wouldn't it be better if he came with us?
If we make him come, only poor George will be out of place. Interacting with his cousins is also important. Okay, bye then.
The adults left one after the other. They left in the same formation as a trip from the harbor, with Gouda leading and Kuma taking up the rear. As we gathered in the room we assigned to us cousins, George asked us to excuse him for a second. He rushed over to Kumasawa, who was following behind the disappearing adults and seemed to ask her something. He soon finished his business and came back. What's up, Aniki? Nothing. I just wanted to ask her something.
ooh. Tell me too.
Hehehehe. What could George be asking Kumasawa and not me, I wonder? I don't have a clue.
No,
Fuck. Is a misunderstanding. Not that I know what you're misunderstanding. Anki was getting pretty tongue-tied. It was almost as though he felt guilty about something and Jessica knew exactly what he was worried about. At any rate, it's no fun if Jessica gets to know about it and not me. Hey Maria, looks like we're the only two out of the loop, right? Don't you want to know what they're talking about?
ooh. We want to know too. We want to know too. Ooh.
I fooled around while oohing together with Maria. No, I'm telling you, it's no big deal. Ahaha.
Liar.
Liar. I'm surprised you'd tell such a terrible lie, Aniki. Confess. Maria, you tickle his right side, I'll tickle his left.
I've got his right side, Battler's got his left. Ooh.
Wait a second. Wait, you two. Stop. Maria and I played around, chasing George as he tried to escape, rolling on the bed. I realized high schoolers aren't supposed to bounce around like kittens, but I still miss this kind of fun. fun. A warm, cozy kind of fun. Haha. George, what were you asking Kumasawa, Well, I've got a good guess. It's been years since the last time he visited the head family. Who knows what servants might have come and gone during that time. Either way, it looks like he'd like to go and say hi.
Ooh, say hi. I want to say hi too.
What the hell? That's nothing to feel guilty about, Aniki. I'm not buying it. Maria, don't be fooled. Aniki's still hiding something. More torture. Stop it, seriously. Marie-chan, you two stop already. Ha ha ha.
Are you okay?
No, I'm dying. I'm gonna...
You're almost done.
Yeah. Fuck. She's probably busy cleaning or getting lunch ready. Don't worry, she'll drop by to say hi sooner or later. Hey, I bet you'd rather I'll bet you'd rather have been welcomed by Shannon instead of that noisy Gouda. I forget the main character's voice. Shannon. Ah, yeah, I remember a girl with that name. Is she still a servant? How's she doing? Oh, good. I accidentally. Okay. Oh.
Yeah, that's the end.
Nice. So.
Yeah.
So can I save?
Oh yeah, save.
System. Save. Here.
And you noticed on the pause menu you can look at all the characters that have shown up and it'll give you descriptions and stuff.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's all. Okay, so there's still like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Still 6 more characters to go through.
Mm-hmm.
There's a bit of a family tree too.
Yeah.
It looks like.
Yeah, there's a bunch of hints in the pause menu, and it'll keep updating as more stuff, more
Just
hints
learn?
and stuff.
Okay. Well, that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Ah. Ah.
Okay, that's the end of part 3.
Hell yeah, dude.
We're gonna record the next 3 next weekend probably,
Hell
and
yeah.
and I'm probably gonna release part 1 on Monday, part 2 on Wednesday, and part 3 on Friday. And you know what? I'm saying that right at the end. You're not hearing this until the end on Friday, but whatever. You'll know.
It's whatever. It's who cares? Maybe that can be the constant like always Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Yeah.
Because you can use you can do YouTube's like upload thing. You can just set a date for it to upload.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, so that way you don't have to think about it.
Yep. Okay, see ya, everybody.
Alright, bye. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to our silly voices.